I got comments up.
Hey, hi Tasha.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm doing good today.
Well, okay, let's start off. What you drinking, Tash?
What am I drinking? It's really what's in my head. It's the music that's in my head. I was listening to Pass the Mic by DJ Cassidy yesterday, and it's really not my music, but he was jamming last night. I'm drinking a little red wine this evening. Yes.
Well, good. I'm glad. And today it's going to be, now we're not jumping in because I know I always jump a little early, and we're not going to give everyone time to jump on and get ready, get comfortable, because today will be a great show.
Yeah.
Been looking forward to this all week. It's going to be a good time when we bring Tiffany McGhee to the stage so she can drop some jewels. She's been doing it on CNBC, but we'll get to her in a minute. But your week, how was your week? You're feeling good. You're feeling right. How are your kids?
Yeah, my week's been great. I mean, work has been busy, which is a blessing. Monday felt like Friday, but I got through it.
We did get through it, didn't we? We got through it.
We got through it.
So, okay, for me, I've been testing. I'm new to the smartwatch game, and I've been testing 2 smartwatches, and one of them is going back. Ooh,
yeah,
there you go. One of them is going back, but they're cute though, right?
Yeah, they're cute,
and
definitely up your game, right?
Man, I told you I walked my first mile today, and it was 19 minutes. I was like, but my mom says she gets like 17 minutes. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm strolling.
All right, we got some folks that are joining us. I see Terry Owens.
Hey.
Good evening, T.O.
What's happening, host? How you feel? That is what I say to that man every time I know he's around. What's happening, host? Is your mom? Are your parents watching today?
My parents are not Facebook folks. No.
Got it. Yeah.
But your mom is.
Oh, she's already on?
Good evening, Miss Gail. Yes, she is.
Hi, Mom. And so I know we'll have a good number of family and friends joining up, and people who want to hear Tiffy, because if you've been watching Tiffy on CNBC the last probably 5-6 weeks and on Bloomberg, I mean, man, she's been talking about this pivot. I mean, she's got me changing my conversations. Like, do y'all know about when a stock pivots? Have y'all been looking at the stock in the last 3 months? Have you seen how it rebound? Like, she's got me excited about a lot of things, because something that you and I always talk about, because first off, let me just go back. We're the accountability queens.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know who we are, I'm Sharon.
And I'm Tasha, and I'm watching the comments. So, shout out, let us know where you're dialing in from tonight or listening from tonight, so we can give you a shout out.
So we are the accountability queens, and we've been accountability partners for over 9 years. And what we do is we've helped each other kind of become the women that we want to be by setting goals and having someone who essentially holds our hands until we get there. And so what we do is we show other women, anyone actually, how they can do it with a partner themselves. And so how Tasha and I began, we initially started about money, and it was around knowing your money, which actually it's just how we met. Well, yeah, how our relationship grew, I'll say, with our upcoming guest, Tiffany McGhee of Stoc Savvy. And Tiffany, we were all members of the Urban League, the Young Professionals. And that was Tiffany's wing. Tiffany has always been in the money game. I'm not going to say how long ago that was, but we're all young and spry. but anyway, so Tasha and I began talking about money. And so something that we learned early on is that the money never leaves the market. It just goes to a different part of the market, right? The money just doesn't dry up and evaporate. There might be a crash in one area, but there's some other place that's thriving.
For sure.
And so when you change that about your mindset and you start understanding how money works, you get to take advantage of some very real opportunities.
Yeah. Pandemic is a great example, right? Some people are suffering, but there are some markets that are booming right now. So I'm super excited to hear from Tiffany tonight.
Yes.
I met Tiffany at that Urban League program, Know Your Money. I remember her, and she had her daughter with her who's in high school now, right?
A fully formed teenager.
Hello. Yeah, so that was that many years ago, and I was just so impressed. I was like, she's so committed. She knows her stuff and like really committed to sharing her knowledge, so much so that she's, got her kid in tow with her, right? And my lead was a road dog back in those days. So
that was the thing. So tonight's topic is why women make better investors, right?
We got Kendra on the line. Hey, Kendra from North Carolina. Auntie here from New Jersey.
Hey, Hi, how are you? All right, so why women make better investors, right? When we think about money, we think about finances. Unfortunately, we often think of that as, or we are taught to think of that's a man's game. That's not really the case. So our next guest, Tiffany McGhee of Stoc Savvy, we're going to bring on right now, is going to tell us more about why she began Stoc Savvy, what she's been doing, and why women make better investors. Let me bring Tiffany on to the show.
Hey,
Tiffany. Hey guys.
How are you?
I am great. Cheers. How are you?
Cheers. I got nothing. I got nothing. Tiffany, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate it, taking time out of your busy day. So we're going to just jump right into it, right? You've got Stoc Savvy. You're the founder of Stoc Savvy. Do me a favor, tell everybody what Stoc Savvy is and why you founded it.
Yeah, so Stoc Savvy is a weekly stock market commentary that I write, and that's STOC SAVVY. On Mondays, we market commentary, and on Wednesdays, we glamsplain. So we take a term, an investment term or investment concept, and we explain it. And really, Stoc Savvy is the intersection of stocks, pop culture, a little bit of hip hop. And so I founded it because I've been basically in the investment industry for a very, very, very long time. I started my career a long time ago at Merrill Lynch. I've always been in investment advisory capacity. And one thing that really upset me was that Wall Street didn't speak to women. And I would sit in, I actually started at Merrill Lynch, and I would sit in with other advisors as I was learning. It was typically a male advisor. And maybe he would be across from a husband and a wife, and he would feel, like he did a really good job. And those people would leave, would walk out, and he would have a smirk on his face and very proud of himself and very confident. And in my mind, I couldn't say this out loud. I would say, "You idiot! You didn't speak to her one time. You didn't ask her any questions. Besides hello in the beginning, you directed all of your conversation to that man, and they're going to walk out that door, and he's going to turn to her and go, 'What do you think?' And whether she consciously realizes it or not, she's not going to like you." And I realized that women make 87% of the buying decisions in the household. In communities of color, that's even higher. And as I kind of moved through my career with my friends, and people would call me and say, "Hey, I'm starting a new job. What should I do with my 401k?" All those questions. My friends, present company included, happen to be, amazing women at the top of their game. Maybe not investment professionals. And so I know this space because this is what I do every day. And so what I was, I was, kind of just counseling them, of course, not charging anything, but I just really felt that there was a disconnect between these amazing, beautiful, smart women and the investment knowledge. And everybody who I saw who was giving that knowledge or who was giving that information was charging a really high price for it, or was really holding on to the information like, "Oh, you can pay me and then I'll tell you." And it really upset me. And so many times I would say, "Just let me do it and I'll do it for free." So that's kind of how I founded this. And it's really, and it's free, but the response has been amazing. Everybody really loves how we talk about different things. We talk about things dipped in glitter and shellacked in patent leather, and we talk about or like a Kardashian reference, or something like that. And it is, it's the un-Wall Street.
Yeah. I look forward to it. I enjoy it. I even shared it with a young man in my office so he can better understand, right? Because he wants to learn more about money. He's super open. And I was like, so just so you know, it's geared towards women. He's like, I don't care. This is good. And so I absolutely look forward to it every week when I get it. And it's been able, for my personal, been able to talk about just being in the bull and the bear market. And I think you spoke into one of your newsletters about this is circumstantial. I mean, I may be saying it wrong because it's event based. I'm sorry, it's event based.
Event driven bear market.
There you see, yes. Okay. I did. Yes, that thing, yes.
Yeah.
But
for me,
I understand what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, I learned twofold, right? Because I'm not a pop culture girl. And so I really like, the links that you put in for further information, right? So that I'm like, oh, I don't really know what that reference is. And so like I can click the link and get further information. And so appreciate you for keeping me up on the pop culture.
So thank you to Nicole, who was on this Stoc Savvy journey with me, for doing all the link stuff. That is a ton of work. So thank you to Nicole, who is with her hubby right now on their Saturday night date. But she does all those wonderful links. So yeah.
Well, we'll get her on the replay. All right. So you've taken Thrill Like a Girl and reinvented and just flipped it, right? And say you invest like a girl. Mm-hmm. And so tell me more. Okay. So you've talked about a bit that we make more of the decisions in the household, but why do we make smarter investors? Like having the power to do it, but why do we make smarter investors?
Yeah. So every year, and I started noticing this, longer than 10 years ago. So every year, every single, investment firm, every single financial firm does the women's study, like how do we tap into the women's market, or, all this data on women. And every year, each one of those companies, their reports say the same thing. They should probably save their money on their consultants and just pull their resources together and do one study. But it says that women make better investors than men. We tend to do more research before we make a decision.
Yeah.
We tend to form a plan. We tend to stick to a plan. And surprisingly, we tend not to be emotional investors. We tend to say, hey, we have this plan. Let's stick with it. Versus men tend to really go for like the hottest thing and, oh, I'm going to get out of this and go in this. And they're just, think like Vegas kind of deal. And even to kind of continue with that theme, I was just noticing, again, since women make so many of the buying decisions of the household. So by the way, what those studies also further say is that we lack the confidence, because while we make better investors, so we have better returns, we're not investing as much. And that is changing a little bit. So, it's because we don't have the confidence. We're not socialized to believe that we're good at math, because we think we all automatically equate investing with math and really hard stuff. And little, we were told that we were pretty and we were caring and we were loving, and we weren't told you're good at math. So,
and also that boys don't like girls who are smart. We're also told that.
Yeah, boys like good girls who do what they're
sit there and look pretty.
And who are not smarter than them.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So for all of those reasons,
So how do we've got some comments coming in, right? Like, how do we become more confident investors as women?
So one of the things I wanted to do with Stoc Savvy is to teach women that the same decisions that you use to buy, toothpaste, toilet paper, hair products is a big one, right? Makeup, all of those things, those are buying decisions. You take the brand, you figure out why you like it, you understand that your friends like it. I mean, think about the power of women's marketing. If, your friend has something that they love, that she loves, she tells you, you're on it. I mean, just think about the power that we have as women. Those are, first of all, that's moving a market.
Yeah.
Second of all, these are all buying decisions. So women tend to not go, oh, I'm just going to get this trial. They tend to read the back of the label. They tend to get really nerdy with it. And that's the same process. This is not rocket science. It really isn't rocket science. No one is expecting someone who's never, been an investor to understand what a Fibonacci retracement is. You don't need to know that to be an investor.
It sounds good though.
I know that Tiffany.
It sounds really nice, but you don't need to know that. So that's part of what Stoc Savvy is really meant to do, is to kind of really empower women to say, listen, you can make a decision whether you want to buy Lululemon or not. We've all been in quarantine. What have you been wearing? Probably not suits, probably not dresses, probably yoga pants. And you can look and say, okay, well, here's the cost of the stock. Here's how much it's gone up in the 3 months in year to date in the middle of a pandemic, and see that it just bought Mirror, which allows people to now stay at home and work out when all gyms are closed. That's not rocket science.
Yeah. So that's a really good example. So do you think now is a good time for women to get started in the market?
Yeah, I think now is a good time for everybody to get started in the market. And here's why. So if you were to ask me in 2019, even quite frankly through January of 2020, where was the market going? Where should you be putting your money? If you put your money in index stocks, right? So like a Vanguard exchange traded fund, which basically, tracks the S&P or any one of these indices, you were doing a good job. As a matter of fact, if you did that for the past 10, 12 years, you were good and you weren't paying a lot of money. But then flash forward, the world is a very different place.
Yes, it is. But I did that. For the record, I'm on that. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. We'll get into those index. Tasha and I have been talking about index funds. Yeah,
that's a whole other conversation, right?
It's a whole other conversation. I'm sorry, but I'm there. Yes.
So quite frankly, you could have done that and been okay, right? And I mean, really, I probably wouldn't have made the argument for someone to be in 100% index funds, because what I really do in my professional life is I do have an investment firm. I do manage institutional money. I manage investment portfolios for foundations and endowments, institutional clients. And we don't put them all in index funds. But for the average investor, if you did that, you would have been good. You would have made a lot of money, and not paid a lot in fees. But now the world has totally changed. So what you see is in February we had like a little bit of a dip. In March we had a huge dip, and things that should not have been down in a quarantine-like environment were down. And so I'm talking about Netflix, which everybody knows. Everybody's at home watching Netflix. I'm talking about Activision Blizzard, which is a video game company. They make Call of Duty. Tyson's Food, where people were going to the grocery store and there was no chicken. Tyson's Food should be in demand. Yeah. But everything went down. But it was really because the whole entire market was down and people were in a panic. And then things started to kind of like bounce back up. But not everybody did. And so when you have a scenario like that, we're in a situation where an environment where this has never happened before. You can't compare this to the last, financial crisis. Can't compare it to the housing crisis. Can't compare it to the tech bubble. We've never been in a situation where we can't be in public places, right? That's hasn't happened. And what I say is, we're in the intersection of the economy on pause, and really on the other side, tech with its foot on the gas pedal. And so when you have that combination, certain things tend to do well, certain things tend to not do well. So companies that were doing well before, all of a sudden, some of those companies that did not have strong balance sheets are struggling. Then couple that with a company whose revenue depends on people coming out and being in public, you're more than struggling right now. Yeah, I look at you were mentioning these kind of quick, I call them quick pivot stocks. So Lulu is one of them, where they already kind of trained their customers to, first of all, they had a cult following, and they already trained their customers to buy online. So now, and to buy online on their app, which is super easy. It's really right. It's not complicated. It's I like that. Boom, and so it's just easy. Chipotle is another one and also Starbucks, where they already their customers were already used to buying online, so they were able to quickly pivot and sell their products in a COVID-like environment and still make money. So the whole point of this is this a good time for women to get in or anybody to get in? Yes, because now it's a stock picker's environment. So when you look at the S&P 500, right, you're going back to your index fund, there are about 5 or 6 stocks that are driving almost 40% of the return of that index. If you take those out, S&P is trash right now.
Yeah.
So now you have to pick the right ones. And so everybody knows the big 5, right? All like the FANGs and Amazon, Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft, all of those big ones, Google. But there's some other ones that you can start to pick that are doing very, very well. And I've talked about, some of those on CNBC.
Yeah. So I'm watching the comments. Let's see if we have some other questions coming in. We got West Coast in the house. I see somebody in from Denver. How you doing?
Wow.
Hey.
While we're waiting on the questions to come in, how can people get to Stoc Savvy?
Yeah.
STOCSAVVY.com. And it's free.
Nice. Thank you for your service.
Listen, I get that email. And again, I'm all about Tasha and I have been on this money road for a minute, right? And so just so you know, like a couple years ago, we read the book Money by Tony Robbins, right? And it is Bible thick. Wait, where's my hand? Yeah, Bible thick.
I don't have time for that. I'm sure it was a great book. Shout out to Tony Robbins. I'm sure it was amazing. I don't have time for all that.
It was a great book, but it was everything we needed to know about money. But listen, it's a lot of information. And I think we still have to go back and write down those notes.
Like you said, it's a Bible book, right? So it's kind of like a reference, right? So you kind of read through it and you're like, oh, I remember Tony said this, right? So let's go back to my notes or go back to that section or the audio book where I did leave a bookmark and refer back to it. It's definitely a good reference book. We're going to do this one question and then we're going to go to the closeout questions. How do you feel about cryptocurrency? Real quick. Give me a rapid fire answer.
No comment.
No comment. Okay. That's the
answer. So I'm not investing in crypto right now. What I'm interested in, and what's interesting to me is the technology of blockchain, but I'm not investing in crypto.
Wait, Tasha, I've got another one. Tell me what you think about the susus. Everybody's talking about a susu.
Oh yeah.
No.
Stop it. That's not an investment, Tiffany.
Stop.
Okay.
I'm a professional. And I'm sorry, can I just take 30 seconds?
Please, 30 seconds.
If you're looking for an investment and in particular looking for an investment professional to work with, and I'm going to do a series on this in Stoc Savvy, ask questions. Please do not go to your cousin's friend's husband who just signed up for a network marketing investment opportunity 2 weeks ago, who doesn't have a license or who just got their Series 7. Please ask lots of questions about experience, ask how they get paid, and make sure it's somebody who has experience.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
I appreciate that feedback for the susus.
Yeah. Listen, no judgment, right? If that's what you want to do,
I'm just it's not my thing.
Right. Yeah. All right. So this is the fun part of our chat where we get to know you a little more personally. If anybody ever watched Inside the Actor Studio, James Lipton. Say it again.
One of my favorite shows, by the way.
I love it too, right?
Yeah.
He always ended his interviews with these 10 questions. We added one extra one, but it's a rapid fire. So let's hear what your answers are. What's your favorite word?
Yes.
What's your least favorite word?
No.
Saw that coming. What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
I thought about this and I just forgot. Passion. Having like drive and passion.
Yeah. What turns you off?
People who have excuses.
That's a good one.
All right. What's your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
You know, it cringe every time I ask that question. What sound or noise do you love?
Water, ocean, water flowing. I meditate to that sound.
Okay. What sound or noise do you hate?
A baby's crying. It's horrible, I know. But it's just like incessant, like, you know, just God bless them. But.
God bless them. I hear you.
Don't call Tasha during the day.
Listen. My kids don't cry anymore. They scream right now.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm sorry. That's the answer to my question. Screamers. I don't
screamers.
No.
Yeah.
Screamers.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Actress.
What profession would you not like to attempt?
I wouldn't like to take out garbage because I'm be a garbage person because I'm very sensitive to smell and I throw up every day.
I would love you if you were a garbage collector because I have a heart for garbage collectors.
Oh no, I have a heart for them. I give them Christmas presents. I love them. God bless them. I just can't do it.
You're missing what Tasha's saying. you're missing
story as well. Okay. All right. Who or what holds you accountable?
Myself. Oh no, I'm sorry. All of my friends. I have some chatty friends that are first in line to tell me. Like, I was on CNBC on Tuesday, and I was like, I don't know if I did well. And I called a friend, and I was like, hey, how was that? And she was like, wasn't your best.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey.
You need those friends in your life, right?
You want it. But this person who you know was like, yeah, I mean, okay.
Love it. All right. If you believe in heaven, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
You did that shit.
Hey!
And I think he's going to use those words too.
You think so?
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
Because he's Stoc Savvy, so.
I love it.
I love it. Well, Tip, I want to thank you for joining us, the Accountability Queens. It's been our pleasure. I mean, it is a joy to see you bringing that melanin magic to CNBC. I don't know if you all watched, but they had to go get Kramer the other week because Tiffy came and said some stuff, and they was like, "Is Kramer in the building? Is Kramer in the building?"
Yeah. And they're watching the stocks go up based on Tiffy's comments.
What?
Come on.
That melanin magic is all over the screen. We are so proud of you. Love you. Listen, when we get out of this pandemic, we will clink glasses again.
Yeah.
All the best to you. Yeah, and for everyone who's watching, they can follow Stoc Savvy where?
It's on Twitter, on Instagram. It's STOC SAVVY, and if you just go to STOCSAVVY.com, you can subscribe to it and you'll get it. And shameless plug, I will be on CNBC on the halftime report this Monday. So it's well noon.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, again, thank you to everyone who joined in and watched. Ladies, enjoy the rest of your weekend. And we'll see you next week. We'll have someone really exciting. We don't know yet. But someone really exciting. Next Saturday, we'll be here.
All right. Thanks.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.